have the bike stash down there off of the canyon trail, and this is the old road that goes up on the west and north side of the geocache hill. Bunch more trees down this year. I went up here a couple weeks ago and kind of learned the new route to get around all these trees. Luckily this one's tall enough. You have to go over the bottom one, but you're under the top one there. Okay, making my way up the road here. The trail maintenance leaves a bit to be desired on this road. This is like a 40 to 50% gradient stretch, and then you've got this jumble of down trees. There's some big ones there you go under, and then there's some on the ground you go over, and then you got to get through this mess of branches there. You got to remember your route through there, because there's only really one easy way to get through, but that's pretty much the end of it. You just go up here around the corner and you're at the top of the hill. Okay, made it on top of the geocache hill. It's all that area over there. Boy, we got a whole flock of jays going crazy up here. They're chasing each other around, and maybe they heard me coming up and started chewing me out. I don't know. But yeah, we're going down the little hill here, and then there's the saddle, and then you go up to Charcoal Road, up that little trail. It's about a quarter mile straight up the hill. Okay, coming up Charcoal Road here. And yeah, 3 weeks later, it's pretty dry. This is the area where they had the slide last year. Still a little bit soft here. You can see, yeah, it looks like some horses have come through here and they sunk a ways, but yeah, this was all washed out. So this was all filled back in, and yeah, it's pretty dry. You can see the bank is still a little wet. I think there's a lot of water that comes out of this little gully here, and you can see where it was washing away some of the soil. Okay, this is where I got to 3 weeks ago and turned around. So now I'm gonna head off down that way, try to stay on the nose of the ridge. And you can see down here, there's this huge bay laurel tree. And there must be a dozen trunks growing out of there. Look at that big clump. It just drops straight down there. So you don't want to go down that way. You just got to stay on this ridge. Now that side is really clear, but it's just super steep. Maybe go take a look at that. Yeah, look at that tree there. Man, I don't know how many, look how many trunks there are in there. That is just massive. But you can see down there, it's just straight down. See if I can find my way down through here. Now I'm into unexplored territory here. I have the aerial imagery layer, and there's a strip of strange color brush on some of the maps. On the aerial imagery layer from USGS, it looks like normal green, but I think on Google satellite view, it looks more like this gray-green greasewood color. So that's something I got to figure out, is when I get there, see what that color is. Okay, making my way down the ridge. I think this might be what showed up on the Google satellite view, this sort of grayish color. There's a whole bunch of trees, looks like a bunch of old trees, right on the top of the ridge, all fell over, probably blew over, you know, with the wind. And yeah, it's just a jumble here, but like I said, it's pretty narrow. That side over there is just dense brush, but this side is pretty clear. Yeah, look at there. There's another one of these huge bay laurels. And there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9 trunks there at least. Wow, yeah, they must have really logged this hill. Probably cut down all those trees for hardwood, because yeah, Table Mountain is just right in this area. And I think that's where they had the charcoal kilns up there. So they probably were pulling wood either down to the bottom and then up the road, or they were pulling it up here. Yeah, for sure. I think this is what was showing up on the Google satellite view. This, you know, kind of gray-green color. Like I say, it doesn't show up on the USGS map, but on Google Maps it shows up. That looks like a little bit of that greasewood over there. Yeah, it probably is growing on this this side down here. But luckily this side is staying somewhat clear. It's It's not a walk in the park, but it's at least there's sort of a route through there. So I'm just kind of hugging the side of the ridge here, trying to keep going that direction. So I don't want to get down there too far. So it's a lot easier going downhill through brush like this than trying to climb up. So if I turn around now, I've got to go uphill 1/10 of a mile through this, or I go about 1/10 of a mile down through that. So I think I'd rather go down. Yeah, I got through a little more down trees, and then this looks like a little bit of a trail right here. I came around that tree, and it's definitely a game trail. And yeah, it kind of follows down here. So this might be what shows up on the map farther down. I mean, this wouldn't show up on the hillshade map. It's, not enough relief to register. Probably a game trail here. You can see there's definitely footprints down there, deer or whatever's running around up here. So I've been following that little faint trail. You can kind of see a little path through there. A bunch of little flowers here. There's a whole clump of them here. You got some up there, here. Yeah, I saw some of these on the trail coming up from the geocache hill up to Charcoal Road. Okay, so I was coming down this little clear area, and there has been some stuff up here. I don't know what that is, if that's a fence. I wonder if there was something up here. Maybe that's what that trail was headed to. Yeah, this is pretty new though. Those are Phillips head screws. So this can't be all that old. Large flat area out there. That's probably the top of that gully that I'm headed for. Yeah, I wonder what that is. If that was a fence. It wasn't very tall. Maybe 2.5 feet tall. I mean, it wouldn't be much of a fence, but wow. Yeah, there might be more stuff up here than I thought. So yeah, I'm going to have to take a look at the map, because that might be the way I want to go down here. Because all of a sudden my clear section, it ran out here. Okay, that's where that wood was. I came down here onto this ridge, and there's some more of this stuff. This is what I found going up from lower Table Mountain Road. So yeah, wow. Wonder what this was. Somebody put that up. They put some angle brackets there to hold that in place. Not sure what that was for. Yeah, look at this. I wonder if this was like a camp or something up here. I think the gully I want to go down is down here. So I might try to kind of angle around and see if I can run into my track down there. Yeah, I got to keep going here. I guess now I got to hook up to my exit route down below. Okay, YouTube, we hooked it up. It was about a 1/3 of a mile, so 1/2 kilometer roughly. And I'm on my spot that I was at 3 weeks ago, or 2 weeks ago actually. I guess the GPS is off. Well, I don't know where I started my track from, because I did a track on the way out. I have to watch out, because when I went out, you can see that upper track, I stayed too high. Staying high on the first part is good, but then I need to turn back where I ran off the edge of the aerial map there. I've got to cut back to the rest of the tracks there, because that last part, you can see how it gets all wiggly because I ran into some really bad brush. Okay, that ridge and that wood stuff that I ran into, fence or ramp or whatever that was up here. And then I basically went down this gully here. Yeah, I hooked up with my trail. Unfortunately, I didn't get to do this bottom part here. That wood with the screws in it was probably right about up there. And so I either had to go that way or down here, and you can do one or the other, but I don't want to hike back up there. Yeah, there might be some sort of a road or a trail on that other side. So at some point I might have to come back up here, get up to that ridge there, come up this way, and then look around on the other side of that ridge. So this is about it. I just have to follow my track out of here. Okay, made it back down the old road there. Bike's still waiting here. So we had a 1.86 miles, which is like 3 kilometers, in about 2 hours, 15 minutes. So yeah, there's about 700 feet of elevation gain and loss, plus all the up and down in between. Yeah, I might get my lights out. Yeah, I'll probably be riding a little bit after sunset today. It's about 7 o'clock. You got about 70 minutes from here to my house, so it's going to be a little after sunset, I think. That was the loop. Yeah, started out here, up to the top of the hill, up the trail to Charcoal Road, then up Charcoal Road to Table Mountain Road, and then all the way down to the bottom. And that was about 3/4 of a mile of bushwhacking, basically, and following the old trail and whatnot. I kind of came up with that last year when I was hiking up there. I thought that might be a really neat loop, and it actually worked. Not quite how I planned it, but you know, you kind of have to make it up as you go. But yeah, that was really neat, finding all that somewhat old construction stuff up there. I don't know what that was, a camp or something. Yeah, I got to get packed up and get out of here, so I thought I'd give you the final rundown. So as always, thanks for watching.